Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper. The first article is being factual in the post-truth era. What is post-truth era? Before understanding this, truth shall not be a matter of perspective. Today, more than that, the distortion of the facts and also the fake news which are being constructed as genuine for certain economic gains are increasing. There is a research study by Pew Study Center in New York, and it clearly stated that the behavior of the people and the citizens is getting influenced because of this fake news. So how it has to be handled? Now if you see, there are recent accusations that the social media is being misused by the NDA, the BJP to influence the voters. The same is the accusation of people or as accusation of Mr. Trump in United States of America. So they may not be directly involved with this. One or the other way, their followers are a group of people, they are generating the fake news to spread them across the social media, and they want to distort the information. So in this activity, generator of the fake news, and then platform where they are posted, and then the spread of the fake news. These are the three steps which are involved. Now, where you shall fix the accountability to stop this menace? Now, tracing the generator in every case is almost impossible. And then, the platform where it is being posted, that is also one way responsible in its algorithm for the spread of this particular news, because it is bringing in a closed circularity. For example, a person has opened that particular news item and starts reading that. He will be getting more number of those news from the same feeder channel. So, the platform is playing and its algorithm is playing an important role. So, what the Germany is thinking is to impose a penalty for the spread of this fake news. And they are planning to impose around 5 lakh euros as the penalty for the same. And Italy wants to create a specialized agency for handling these issues. And further to this, if you go to the people who are spreading this, so most of the people who are spreading, they believe that it is truth. So holding them accountable is not possible. And then what about the people who are generating this? These are the people that has to be clearly punished. So first examples have to be set in the society that spreading of the false information on the social media is a punishable offense. Recently in Hyderabad, one new thing has happened where there is a restaurant owner, Shaw House. This restaurant, it is a good renowned restaurant. And one of the MBA guy, he has spread the news stating that the restaurant is serving the dog meat. Because of this, they have lost the customers, and finally it came to be known as a fake news. People believed that that is real. And even the officers went there and they finally tested it, and it has been turned to be false. And the restaurant is supposed to be closed and police arrested this guy. But police do not know how to deal with him because there is no legal framework in India, not just in India, nowhere in the world. So, the fake news are going to be a bigger menace. And every fake news may need not have the economic gain. More the social media penetration is happening, and the internet is reaching to the far-flung places. This fake news will be generated to influence the voting behavior and many other activities. And India is not an exception to this. India with such a young population is going to be particularly vulnerable as they get access to the internet. Reading between the lines. This article talks about how the Supreme Court has arrived at the judgment in 123 subclause 3 Representation of People's Act case. What the Supreme Court said is this: if any person appeals directly or indirectly to vote or not to vote on the basis of his caste, community, race, religion, language, etc., that is equivalent to corruption, an individual can be disqualified. So in this case, the word his was interpreted by the Supreme Court as both the contestant and the voters. So because of this interpretation of the his, today, let me say this way. If I ask, I am Hindu, you being Hindu, vote for me. So that is not permissible. So if the narrow interpretation is been taken, or else If it been applied only to the contestant, the thing would have been like this. So you can vote me because you are Hindus and I can protect your interests. That is also not possible because of the broader interpretation of the word his, which clearly states that both the contestant and the voter, they come under this word his. And the counter argument also we saw. Now, the caste, religion, these are also associated with a kind of social stigmas and deprivation. So in this context, the political discourse, if it is not talking about this deprivation, it will lose its relevance. So that is what is the previous article talks about. So we cannot make the laws out of or dividing them of the social context. So removing the caste and religion, which is the part of everyday life, from the regular political discourse is like separating the social context from the law. That is the criticism which has come up before. So, but however, the positive thing is, two things we need to understand here. The state is a secular and every person in public life also has to be secular. The religion and caste, whatever it has to be purely a personal issue. And also, caste and religion are not rational and they are emotive. So a person has to deal in the public life based on rationality and reason. So from this perspective, the Supreme Court judgment is said to be upheld. So here he explains what are the debates in the parliament when this particular his word is introduced in 1960s. So more than that, there is no significance for our exam. It will not be useful much. You need to see the arguments and counter arguments for the same. That's how the questions comes up and that is more than sufficient. Now let us see teaching peace to humanity. Now today I took almost 1.5 hours to clearly understand this article. In this case, be clear on one thing. What is the purpose of education? I will say it is not just for a job, not for an academic pursuit. It has to moralize an individual. So I really like the word of Immanuel Kant. Education is an effort in moralization of man. It means it has to provide for values of compassion, humanity, and it shall gradually build the peace in the mind of a citizen, a mind of an individual. So today, if you see, the peace has become a specialized activity of the peacekeeping forces and the diplomats. So the education is getting dissociated from the values of the peace. And in the very young minds, the conflicts are being aroused due to the existing situation surrounding them. So this moralization exercise which the education can bring in, it is getting deviated and suffocated through the ideological challenges which are put into the young minds. So an ideology is a fixed thought. Unlike this, an education has to provide an opportunity for individual to nurture his own self-reflection and also self-understanding. So the self-actualization through this, that will bring in a reason and rational mind into the people. So this provides for the necessary global peace. That is the beauty of this article, and this is a beautiful article today I read. Keeping the streets safe. Recently, in Bengaluru, it has been clearly stated as whatever has happened, that is, the mob molestation of women is stated as a police failure. But understand the way the police are functioning. There is an excessive media scrutiny everywhere. It is a boon and bane. And the risk aversiveness is increasing in the police, and they are leaving everything upwards to the respective superiors. It means a person on the street, he will delegate the matters to the commissioner, commissioner to the DGP, DGP to the political executive. So every matter, even the operational issues, field issues, have to go high up in the hierarchy to get a decision. So obviously, the decisions will be delayed. In these situations, the decisions have to be quick and they have to respond to the situation. But however, when the field officers do not have that autonomy And if there is more politicization of every action of the police force, they get demoralized on the ground and their risk aversiveness is bound to increase. So the fighting this risk aversiveness in the police is the need of the hour. That's what this article talks about. And coming to Sri Lanka Task Force seeks hybrid war crime court. Now with regard to the war crimes conducted, the UN Human Rights also have spoken about appointing the foreign judges. But however, the Prime Minister and President Mahipal and Ranil Wickremesinghe both have rejected bringing in the foreign judges onto the board. But this committee has recommended that bringing in foreign judges will increase authenticity of the process and confidence of the system. And then coming to the business. So new norms likely for top PSU bank posts. Here understand Bank Boards Bureau. So it is deciding on appointments to the highest posts in the banks. It means the bank appointments have to be separated from the government of the day, and banks have to function as professional autonomous institutions in their commercial operations. So for that, incentivization is very much necessary. So with regard to this, Mr. Vinod Rai, chairman of BBB, he is talking about this. Now I'll ask you one question. He is Comptroller and Auditor General. Is CAG is allowed for the next employment? Then how come he has become the Bank Boards Bureau Chairman, President, or whatever it is? So try to look into that. Now, if you see this, Gadkari seeks 5,000 crores fund to fix urban traffic. Now the urban traffic is becoming a bigger menace. Though the smart cities mission, etc., they try to alleviate this, there is no separate head in our expenditure for the traffic management. It only comes under the police, and which is a subject in the state list. So he has asked for the union to create a separate head to disperse the funds for the traffic management in the accounting system. So that's why I just wanted to talk about this. And already I gave you the questions and you can go through them. Thank you very much.